Hi, it's Lucy, and today I'm here to do my March TBR. So for the month of March, I have plans for my reading. This TBR is not intended to be all the books that I'm planning to read in March because I'm doing something special. If you can tell by the title, I am doing a TBR kind of head-to-head thing. This was inspired by Alexa from Library of Alexa, who has done this before, I think twice, and it looked really fun, and I decided I really wanted to do it. And basically the idea is you stick your whole TBR into a bracket generator, and then you determine yourself which of these books you most want to read. And so I did that. I thought about doing a live stream for it, but it took me like 2 days to do this. Probably not 2 days of dedicated 24 hours of just matching books, but just in time and space. So I think like cumulatively I spent like 3 hours doing the bracket generating. First I had to narrow down my TBR to I think 250 books because the generator only takes up to 250 entries, and my Goodreads TBR is I think at 450 now. It was a little under that when I did this though. My Goodreads TBR still looks the same, but I downloaded my Goodreads TBR off of Goodreads into an Excel spreadsheet, and then I just deleted entries that I didn't think were gonna make it until I had 250, and then I did the bracket with that, and then I took the top 5, and my plan was to read the top 5 this month, but then almost all of the top 5 ended up being inaccessible to me. Not completely inaccessible to me, but basically they're all on hold at my library. I'm on hold for them, and most of them I probably have a ways to go. Some of them I think I can get physically from the library, but I will still be on hold for those physically at the library anyway. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'll be able to get any of the top 5, but if they do come in during the month, I will prioritize those. So I'm also going to share with you the next 5, so this will be the top 10, and most of those are accessible to me. So as I finish those books, I'll keep checking back on my holds for the other books, and we'll see what gets read. But the goal for this month is to read 5 out of 10 of those books. Before I share those books with you, I did want to share with you 2 arcs that I plan on reading this month as well. The arcs are advanced reader's copies, so these are books that I received from the publisher in exchange for review. Both of these books I received on NetGalley. Oh, I also wanted to mention I won't be doing my random picks this month because, I don't know, I just don't feel like it. They will come back for April, and that's that on that. The first arc that I have to mention is When You Were Everything by Ashley Woodfolk. This follows 2 girls, and it follows like their friendship breakup, which I'm really looking forward to reading about. There aren't that many books that talks about friendship breakups. There are like YA books about romantic relationship breakups, but we don't really talk about how friendships can also end. So I'm really excited to read that. And the second arc that I have is Of Curses and Kisses by Sandhya Menon. I talked about this in my January TBR and I didn't get to it then, so I pushed it off to March because I wanted to read all Black authors in February, and Sandhya Menon is not Black. But basically this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling where there's 2 warring families, not really warring, but like rival families is better, where one family ends up spreading a terrible rumor about one of the daughters of the other family, and then the other daughter in that family decides she wants to get revenge for her sister by making the son of their rival family fall in love with her, and there's like a whole curse thing going on. And yeah, now onto my top 10 books on my Goodreads TBR. So like I mentioned, most of these books I didn't actually have access to, so most of these books I don't own. Some of these books actually surprised me that they were so high on my want to read list, but I guess it kind of makes sense, I don't know. But the first book is My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing. You've probably heard of this. This is a thriller, and basically it follows a couple where their thing, like to get off, is that they kill other women. And it sounds really interesting to me. I've heard mixed things about it, but I'm really intrigued by it, so I do want to read that. We'll see if the library lets me have it. The second book is Layer of Dreams by Libba Bray. This is the second book in the Diviners Quartet. Probably you've also heard a lot of things about this. This has had a resurgence of popularity because the 4th and final book just came out, and that's kind of what put it back on my radar, I guess. I read the Diviners a few years ago, and I really enjoyed it. And I just finished the Truly Devious trilogy, and that really put me in the mood for like more mysteries, especially YA mysteries. And the Diviners and Layer of Dreams is like a mystery kind of thing. It's more paranormal though. And so yeah, that made me really want to read it. The Diviners trilogy follows a group of kids, teenagers, who are diviners, which means they have some kind of paranormal magical ability. The main character, they're all kind of main characters, but there's one character, Evie, who we specifically follow, I think, and her power, I don't remember what we call them, is that she can like read the history of objects. So if she touches an object, she can see like the history of it, who owned it previously and things like that. So yeah, and she moves to New York City in the 1920s, and there's like a mystery that needs to be solved. Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport. This is probably a little unexpected, not that unexpected. I do read nonfiction from time to time, but yeah, it's probably, I didn't realize how much I wanted to read it until I did this bracket, so that's interesting. But yeah, this is a nonfiction book about kind of how to lead a digitally minimalist life, which basically means using your phone less, using social media less, like not relying so much on your phone. And I really want to like get into that because I feel like I spend so much time on my phone. You'll see that in a second actually with another book I'm going to mention. I think this revolves around all kinds of technology, not just your phone. So I'm interested in reading that. Cal Newport is known for his other book called Deep Work, which some of the reviews for this book on Goodreads say you should read that one instead of this one, but this one seems more aligned with my interest, so I'm gonna give it a shot. The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by, please sir, get off my computer. Thank you. The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. This is another pretty popular book on BookTube. I guess the books that I most want to read are books that have been popular on BookTube. What does that say about me? I don't know. I know that this is a like quiet book where we follow this group of people. It's a sci-fi book. And we follow this group of people, but not all of them are people. Some of them are like would-be aliens to us, but it's like set in the future where we know about a lot of different like species that are, I don't want to say human-like, but they're like anthropomorphic. So they have human-like qualities and things like that, but they look different. They have different customs and things, and it follows them as they stay on the spaceship. And they're traveling on the spaceship for years because their job is to punch holes in space, which basically allows people to then later jump through space much quicker. I got like 5% of the way through this the last time I planned to read this. I put it down for like a readathon or something, and then by the time I was able to pick it back up, I wasn't feeling it anymore. So hopefully this time I will be more feeling it. Why? Why do you want to stand on the computer? And the number 5 book is How to Break Up with Your Phone by Katherine Price. This, as the title suggests, is like a step-by-step guide, I think, on how to use your phone less, which is what I'm trying to do. So yeah, this has been on my mind a lot recently. My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Otessa Moshfegh. Originally, I saw the cover of this and I thought it was like a resurgent of an old classic because it looks like older literature, but no, this came out in 2019. I think it won a bunch of awards, which is why it got as popular as it did. I don't know if it's as popular. It's not popular on the YA section of BookTube, but I've seen more on like the adult literature side. It's been popular, and just like outside of BookTube, I've seen it be more popular. And the premise of it sounded so intriguing to me because I kind of want to live my life this way. Not exactly this way, but I would love to take a year of rest and relaxation. I've actually been thinking about that a lot, but that's for another video. But basically this follows a woman who is a recent Columbia graduate, and she's just having like a hard time with life. And so with the help of the worst psychiatrist, according to the blurb on Goodreads, through like drugs and things, she just has a year where she kind of just sleeps it off, I think, or like doesn't pay attention to things. I'm not really sure how it works, but basically she just takes a year off of life, and I want to read that. So very interested in that. When the Moon Was Ours by Anna Marie Mecklemore. This has been in like 3 of my TBRs so far. This is in my 2020 TBR, I think. Like my 5-star predictions video, I think I talked about it. So I've talked about this a lot on my channel recently. This is like a magical realism book. That's all you really need to know. I'm excited to read it. So it ended up on this list, and I own it, so it's definitely probably going to get read. It probably will be the first book I pick up because I physically own it. Wayward Son, which I do actually have a physical copy of, but I just got my cat to calm down next to me, and if I get up, he will get up too. So I'm not gonna go get it. Here's a picture. I don't know what side of me it's on. But yeah, this is the second book in the Carry On trilogy. I don't know what she's calling it. Oh, this is by Rainbow Rowell. I didn't say the author, but you know it. Come on. But yeah, this is the second book in the Carry On, what will be a trilogy. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm hesitantly excited for it because Carry On was meant to be a standalone, and I love books that are standalones, and I kind of don't like it when authors extend their series when it's so obviously was not planned to be extended. And so interested in that, but I have the second book, so I might as well read it. And I guess I'm very curious. This one surprised me the most to be in like the top 10, but the way the cookie crumbles. We're going to need a lot more wine by Gabrielle Union. This is Gabrielle Union's memoir. She talks about a lot of things. I don't really know all those things. I'm pretty sure she talks about sexual assault in here, so trigger warning for that. And just her life as how she became the beautiful, great actress she is. She's so pretty. I wish I could be her, and she has a lovely family. And her daughter is very cute. I follow her on Instagram. And she does a lot to uplift Black women, women in general. I just really like her as a famous person. I really don't follow that many celebrities on Instagram. I'm excited to read her memoir. Okay, and the last book on this list of the top 10 books on my Goodreads TBR, we have Red Clocks by Lenny Zumas. This is a dystopian book set in dystopian America, future America, where we have decided as a society that life starts at conception. So basically embryos have rights, which outlaws abortion. Obviously, it also outlaws in vitro fertilization. And basically, if you get pregnant, you are forced to carry it to term no matter what. I assume. I haven't read the book yet, so I don't know. But we follow 5 women who are now living in this America. And I think at least one of them is pregnant. I'm not too sure on the synopsis. But yeah, it sounds really interesting to me. I really like these. Do I like them? I don't know if like is the right word, but I'm trying to read a lot of these Handmaid's Tale-esque dystopian books. And so, yeah, I wanted to read this. And yeah, that's the end of this video. Those are all the books I'm trying to read in March. Not all of them. I have a few other books that I would like to read. And like I said, I'm only reading 5 out of the 10 I just mentioned. So that leaves room for other books, for other things. And yeah, I think that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have thoughts on my head wrap, leave a comment down below if they're positive. If they're not positive, don't leave a comment, please. Thanks. What else is there? If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel because I make more videos where I talk about books. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I post a video. And follow me on my social media. I have Twitter, Goodreads, and Instagram. Follow my Instagram if you want to see pictures of my cat. He's very cute, I promise. He's sleeping right next to me. He looks adorable, actually. He looks adorable when he's not a nightmare. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hi, it's Lucy, and today I'm here to do my February TBR. So, yeah. No, wait, it's March. Frick.